Indiana getting ready to take on Minnesota for the football. Caitlin Clark, as usual, surrounded by fans. Thrilled to see that banner go up. Thrilled to have you here with us, Cam Ward, with back-to-back 20-point and 10-assist games. Not rookie. Boston and Uhas with the units
in all of the league. They are unafraid to gamble. They have tremendous.
Then Minnesota, and underneath to Boston. That was a nice look.
Defense.
Good look. Has been terrific so far in the month of July. That's an Olympic team. Smith will be with Australia, pardon me.
Cards of Caleb McBride.
Clark takes it right to Alyssa Thomas.
Master is Courtney Williams again, just like we just saw Caitlin Clark do.
Year in Minnesota was with Chicago last year, and that's a Boston.
Got up and released.
I love what Cheryl Reeves said. She said, Court, very impressed with the chemistry on this Lynx team. That's nice. That shows Smith got in front of the pass, and she's going coast to coast. Clark.
As Caitlin Clark takes one for the team, doesn't give up a layup on that paint. That's something that the Fever have done really well in the month of July. But Atlanta's in the steal category.
And I 100% agree with you about this year in Minnesota.
I actually went back and looked. There's a backdoor cut.
K-Mac. Just about that to get by Cartman, and Aaliyah Bosch, strength, fourth in the league in offensive rebounding for Boston. Gets it inside. Smith was able to sit. And you see the height advantage, Samuelson over Williams, but then now Smith with the three.
Trying to get off of a little bit of a skid. She's been able to do that in this start. Boston waits for this screen by Caitlin Clark and then slips with that high hands in that category with 45.5 points in the paint.
And it's only about 58% from the free throw line, but got the first. We got the Caitlin Clark crowd. The Lynx fans are screaming. Williams elevates.
Going in.
Caitlin, long range shot. Beautiful. What a bounce.
Out of the way. Courtney Williams with the bounce pass.
From the line this season. Chicago, Vegas on ESPN All-Star Friday night, 9 Eastern time. Got the USA Olympic team, coached by Cheryl. It's all going to be in Phoenix. Boston's first year out of Iowa State. Going back to her second, has a conversation with Clark. Now Samuelson. Samuelson coming back after giving birth. Came back, got it knocked away by Samuel.
Intangibles, it's not necessarily the talent, but it's the accountability that makes them better.
And I like what she said as Mitchell Reeve talked about that first and foremost is what she wanted to see improve.
Skylar Diggins-Smith had a terrific game.
Carlton. Mitchell. Bounce pass. And Smith met a
defender. Trying to find her way offensively.
But contributes on the other end of the floor. We've also had turnovers. Carlton too strong off the glass.
And a little strong on a layup.
Heidemann.
But capitalized. And Aaliyah Boston steady right at the rim.
McBride wanted it. Smith. Maneuver. Stops a 7-0 Fever run.
Well, that was versus K-Lou, but this Smith-Boston matchup is going to be fun
today. And this month is...
It's such an incredible display. The Olympic...
When we do have an Olympic year, that's what has been happening.
Back at it with a tremendous staff.
Good length on the perimeter on Caleb. That is a tough pass.
Wow. And learn one another.
Now Xander Lucini hits
on a 4-point play.
Xander Lynx fans certainly remember her when she signed.
She can handle the ball, obviously can knock down the three.
Shot clock dying, they just get the shot off with all sorts of moves. And Samuelson also out there for Indy. Pounded by Kayla McBride, step back three at the buzzer. And so far lowest scoring first quarter of the season. How do you get her going?
Because they are just going to go swarm on that inside.
Kayla McBride did not score in that first quarter.
Yeah, you saw though McBride, as much as the three-point shooting is the
foul for Indiana. Caitlin step back. Look at center. Xander Lucini got it. Work hits more threes on average per game for defenders. Mitchell, no. Fouls now on Uhas. Boy, Smith. Mitchell, a little bit of space. Williams, in and out. Dorka, follow.
Collier in there when she's healthy. They've just got such terrific hands. And
Indiana 7-0 so far in this quarter, and Dantas.
Aaliyah Boston scoring that same execution. She saw Lexi Hall slicing to the execution just comes up a little short.
Carlton just needs that. Canada getting back to the Olympics is Melissa Smith. Carlton again. No, this one.
Actions quickly to shift the defense.
Heidemann. Zandalusini halfway down.
And not to slide.
Now on Melissa Smith. Basketball for Minnesota.
It's got that snap, crackle, and pop, Pee Weezy.
Atlanta recognize it. Not the scoring, it's what she's able to do on the defensive. Draws out assignment, and it's Indiana back to within 3. Williams, and she is Miami native. Okay, Matt. She had 8 threes in a game last month. If you're just joining us, Caitlin Clark has only 2 points. She is not. The Minnesota defense has been tenacious on her.
Energy gets rewarded. She's picked up 2 fouls against Minnesota just out of her defense.
Mitchell left open, and she'll usually. Smith doing everything.
Twice, even though they're not primarily guarding one another.
That's Smith. Nice attack of the basket. Aaliyah Boston. Couldn't get it to go off glass, but a couple of off-game.
Her team needed to.
This is the second made basket for
pace that they're playing with. They're getting the ball out of the rim.
And then acrobatically.
We wanted to be mindful of because the Fever are trying to push.
Courtney Williams.
With the sweatsuit. I think we got to open up Christine's mic. She's very unique. It's shorts, too.
Like a fit, you just found this micro designer, is that what you said? He's out again, 4th straight game, plantar fasciitis.
You're okay. I think they've gotten good looks. They just haven't been able to connect. They've executed.
That's a 3 for Uhas from a double-double here in the first half.
Goodness gracious, iron unkind.
And she did shuffle her feet. Good Minnesota Lynx team. They're really good this year. Yeah, they're doing this without Collier. Presented by State Farm. Coming up, our crew will talk about.
What's up, Ari? Welcome to the studio, girl.
Williams next up with Boston off the switch. That's a tough. Clock is off. Retrieve trying to get the last by Wheeler. And then in the corner for the 3.
Added advantage in that category, 22-4
there. You got us, Coach?
This is a Matt. Yeah, we're good.
Okay, we're good. Thank you.
Our team defense has been good. That's what we do all season, right? And so,
Coach, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
All right, Cheryl Reed, the head coach of the Minnesota teams. Before the break, Melissa Smith counted.
Her hands are vertical. They're not vertical at all. But just powering through that contact is Smith.
Call for the foul. Here is Melissa. 2 of them will be here in Minneapolis. And
so as a team, they are continuing to grow in their defensive effort.
Gamble defensively. Carlton left alone and hits it. Mitchell, good defense by Williams. Minnesota again without Smith. Steals. Caitlin, nope. Aaliyah Boston gets it out to Uhas, who puts it in. Samuelson to Clark, who couldn't catch up. Smith screen, who asked for the ball back. She gets it and had her inch record here as a Minnesota Lynx again. Picked by the playoffs since 2016, which was Tamika Catching's final
4 matchups.
And you know who we haven't seen today is Diamond Miller from Minnesota.
Correct, working her way, played in all 3 games prior to this one, but it's so much about Matt.
When they lost to Seattle, that was way off the mark. Minneapolis, and Cheryl Reeve has challenged an out-of-bounds call for the WNBA All-Stars. Go to WNBA.com.
Indiana will retain possession with 18 seconds on the shot clock.
There's just not conclusive evidence to overturn it. I don't know. All right.
Off a double on her. Samuelson with a little bit of daylight. Boston. McBride into the teeth of the defense, and it just rolled.
Team by the Lynx.
Kelsey Mitchell with the tough shot.
Look, Kelsey Mitchell's efficiency has really almost 10 field goal percentage points.
Courtney Williams, 5 assists now to lead Minnesota. Caitlin rims out. Zandalicini, one-handed floater. Wants to match her points today. Clark behind.
This game pretty evenly played from both teams with the way that they shoot the three-point ball.
Turnover for today.
So much of that.
Gorka, nice finish. A lot of number 22 jerseys here, and you can see the people almost standing up waiting for the shot to fall. And Zandalicini grabbed her.
We got a lot of
number 22 jerseys here, and you can see the people almost standing up waiting for the shot to fall. And now they see the turnover. Clark behind the back, and then Zandalicini grabbed her. 2 minutes, by the way.
All right, there we go.
Getting better. McBride dying for Clark. McBride gets the tech. Free throw to go. And Caitlin Clark's parents in the crowd. They are from West Des Moines, Iowa. And we've seen Caitlin. We saw this at Iowa, too.
Yeah.
She can get emotional.
It happens. It's a basketball play. Well, it's not a basketball play, but it is the emotions of playing basketball.
She didn't mean to hit her in the face, but she did definitely flail her arm out in frustration. And that's just not going to work. Trying to lob it into Boston. Another turnover for Clark. She is 6. Carlton.
A beautiful jump shot. A beautiful jump shot. Courtney Williams is surveying everything that's happening on the opposite side of the floor, including Kone trying to establish paint position, and just sends that thing to her shooter.
She's got 4 threes today. Indiana has 4 as a team.
This is just
hitting over 45% of her threes.
I mean, I was just about to say that, PVZ. The percentage is sick.
Hull. Grab the Clark miss. Caitlin 1 of 8 from 3, make it 1 of 9. Dantas saved it, but they need a shot. Wheeler. And it stays with Indiana, at least initially. Lead. Their biggest lead of the game was 7 back in the first half.
I'd like to see Indiana get back to some of the executions we saw early in the ballgame. Great pass.
Ooh. Williams unselfish. And a rebound by Kone, who is in for the first time.
On the wrist.
We got one more game for you before the All-Star break. And it's going to be Indiana. So Enrique in the wing, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN and Deportes. Coverage starts with WNBA Countdown at 7 Eastern time. We will both be there.
We will be there.
How about that? Enrique, 3rd leading scorer behind Asia and Khalil Copper.
I heard that the other day watching the Indiana and Phoenix game. I didn't realize it had shuffled. Khalil Copper having a terrific year for Phoenix as well. A member of the Olympic team. Congratulations to her.
Absolutely. What a great story she is. Biggest lead of the game for Minnesota. Melissa Smith doubled up underneath. Dantas calmly hits the 3, the former Minnesota Lynx.
The folks here are familiar with her versatility in that regard.
31 years of age, coming back from an MCL. Last played in the league almost 2 years ago.
What a catch by Heidemann.
Heidemann tight-roping it. They need a shot. Bridget Carton, this time inside.
The home cooking, the friendly bounce here at the Target Center in favor of the Lynx.
Bridget Carton has 11 points in this quarter. Shot clock off for Indy. Wheeler, nope. Minnesota Lynx opening up 3-run to end the third quarter. And again, 11 points for Bridget Carlton in that quarter. They lead 60-53. Caitlin Clark with 7 points. And let's go over now to Christine Williams. The coverage tips with countdown at 8. And yes, Nafisa Collier will be blamed for Team USA, out today with plantar fasciitis. But her team is beating Indiana, and that's exactly what the Fever needed to start the fourth.
That might be one of the more Caitlin Clark has gotten tonight, and that's what she knocked down. Like, she clearly just needs a defender right in her face.
10 points, 2 of 10 from beyond the arc for Clark. Carlton's been terrific. Oh my goodness.
I know in the second half she's hit 3 now on that side of the floor. Shooter's dream.
What a game for Carlton. She's matched her season high in scoring. A defensive 3. Clark hits the free throw and the crowd goes crazy. She now has 11. Defensive 3, second call. So Indiana gets the ball, or keeps the ball. Samuelson with the screen. And now Carlton guarding Clark, being very physical. That's been what they've done all game. Mitchell with the shot clock expiring.
Now, versus the Mystics in Washington, the Fever trailed much of that ball game, but they got after it in the fourth and really made a push and almost were able to pull it out. This game has been much more closer. What a play by Caitlin Clark.
Oh, goes right to Bridget Carlton, and she blocks it.
What a treat.
Zandalicini into Kone, and now Boston joins the block party. 4 blocks for Aaliyah.
Both of these teams top 5 in the league in blocks per game.
Samuelson nails it.
The Fever are getting hot. This is the same competitive drive and push that you saw late in the fourth quarter in Washington. And Coach Side said to us, I'm trying to show my team who they can be if they give the same and consistent level of energy and effort.
7-0 Indiana run ties it. Zandalicini, fouled.
What a take by Zandalicini.
About 50,000 people in here, because it seems like 25,000 cheer for Indiana, and then the Minnesota fans come and match it, if not go over.
It's a fantastic environment. I mean, Minnesota here at the Target Center has been a fantastic environment for WNBA basketball for a while now. But obviously, the traveling folks here
after the Indiana run, there you see. Look at all the Clark shirts, Indiana and Iowa shirts.
We were on the elevator coming over, and there were 2 senior gentlemen discussing their plans to come to the game today. One gentleman said he paid $900 for a pair of tickets for he and his wife because it's their anniversary, and they're sitting about 4 rows behind the Lynx bench.
And he brought that up unsolicited, right?
I'm just in the elevator ear hustling. It's ear hustling, fam, not eavesdroppers. And it's ear hustling in the elevator. It's a small space.
Shot clock dying for Samuelson. Who bought it? Off glass.
Coach Reeves said to us, the Fever are really good. Their top 3 players are really good, and she mentioned Katie Samuelson getting her legs back after having a baby last year. This fourth quarter has been a demonstration of that.
Yeah, she says they're good offensively as a group. They're not just a one-woman show. Clark.
Uh-oh.
Buckled Carlton's knees.
Uh-oh. Erica Wheeler is beside herself in celebration down on the Fever side. Lock in. Caitlin Clark, you mentioned it, slow first half, but she's starting to find her way here in the second half as this Fever, as a unit, frankly.
It's an 11-2 Indiana run. Turnover now. Indiana 5 of 6 from the floor in this quarter with no turnovers. Turnovers that hurt them earlier in this game. Shot clock single digits for Hull. Got it knocked away by Courtney Williams.
This one, though, Pam, as Courtney Williams gets her hands, 7 points from their bench units. The three-point shooting numbers are very similar.
Off the inbounds. Here's McBride. Carlton with 5 threes today. That ties a career high. Gives it to Smith.
Smith making her triumphant return back to the ball game, dealing with those 4 fouls. Had not played for much of the start of the fourth quarter. Let's see if her presence helps to stabilize this Lynx. And she had a terrific game, really, until she picked up that 4th foul.
Minnesota bouncing back on top. Kelsey Mitchell also heating up in the second
The
half.
high arcing from Kelsey Mitchell. That three-point shooting from the month of May into June and July, up from 32 to 37.
10 of her 17 points coming in the second half.
37%, I mean, of course.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
Ball ping-pongs up into the air. K-Mac misses the 3.
Maybe a little bit of an outlier, as it was a couple of steps deep from the three-point line.
So Indiana with the 1-point lead and the ball as we approach 5 minutes to go in the game. Clark cut off by Smith. Samuelson, Caitlin, 3-ball. Chased down by Mitchell. Kelsey Mitchell attacks and hits.
I just love how deliberate the Fever are in forcing the Lynx to have to close out and rotate. They're going to swing the ball till they find the best look, and then they're on the glass creating second chance opportunities.
Indiana up by 3 now for Mitchell. There you see, heating up, hit her last 4 shots.
Kelsey Mitchell, what did I say? Kelsey Mitchell, my bad, y'all.
All right, I knew what you meant. Trying to go to Smith, who was held by Hull. Heard before the game, she expected this kind of a game. A lot of respect for this Indiana squad.
I think especially with the absence of Collier, right?
Right, that hurts.
A monster engine for the Lynx.
Xander Lucini!
Man, I tell you what, the selflessness they find an open man. And then Courtney Williams has been great. Literally waiting for the load up on one side of the floor and then flinging the passes cross court where Bridget Carlton has capitalized.
The Lynx has led by as many as 8 points and now all tied up. Kelsey Mitchell. A little long on that shot after she had hit 4 straight. Inside 4 minutes now. Carlton with the drive, up, under, and too much. And then they're going to get Smith for going over the back of Boston.
That's a tough take. Good to start the game. She was terrific, leading scorer at halftime. Rhythm.
Smith with 3 points in this half after putting up 15 in the first. Clark to Boston, who was challenged by Xander Lucini and passed out. Rebound Carlton.
Aaliyah Boston's decision-making on that short roll or the hard roll, it's just been really good.
Oh boy, Smith was calling for it, but Carlton's pass had a little bit too much on it.
None other than Lexi Hall
For the Fever.
That's excellent, and a sign of growth from this young group. Counter to that, the Lynx have not had such luck in terms of holding on to the basketball.
The Fever with the ball. Clark passed up the long 3. Into Boston, give the assist to Clark with the Boston finish.
We talked about it to open the basketball game over the last month, the connection between the two of them. Aaliyah Boston shooting 58% off of passes by Clark.
Indiana back on top. Carlton Looking for Williams now. Gets the screen from Alana Smith, still playing out there with the 5 personals. Xander Lassini can't get it to go. And Boston with the board, sorry.
Xander Lassini had Kelsey Mitchell on the block. That was a better opportunity with her height advantage.
Indiana with a chance to make this a 2-possession game. Clark. Samuelson inside, good ball movement.
Really well executed by the Fever. Really well executed. Caitlin Clark keeps her dribble alive.
4-point lead, biggest of the game for Indiana. Timeout. For WNBA All-Star and her former great All-American player. Hannah McBride's not done.
She struggled from behind the 3-point line tonight, just hitting just her second. But when the lights get brightest.
1-point lead for Minnesota. And Clark got fouled.
To Coach Staley and the South Carolina Gamecocks, they won best team at the ESPYs.
Yes.
But more importantly, Pam, during a commercial break, they shared their snacks. Because we sharing.
Asia Wilson getting an ESPY. Caitlin got one as well. Just such a great year in women's sports. And Asia Wilson is just off the charts, ridiculous.
Otherworldly.
Right now. MVP right now.
Playing like a superhero.
And Minnesota down 3 after Clark hit the free throws. McBride to tie. Great job by Smith. Hanging in there with 5 fouls to get the rebound. McBride misses again. And now Clark's going to take the air out of the ball a little bit. Yeah, K-Mac was 2 for 10 from 3 today.
You're the best defensive team in the league. You play sound defense in a 1-possession ball game.
Clark, as we go inside a minute. Shot clock dying. Samuelson's not going to get the shot off. There's that defense you talked about.
Terrific nights in terms of shooting a 3, as has Alana Smith. So if you get a good look, you shoot it with confidence and everybody gets to the glass.
Carlton with 5 threes, head coach. Here we go, big possession with under a minute to go for Minnesota. Smith over to McBride, and she was fouled on her way to the basket. Indiana did have a foul to give.
So that was an opportunity. I thought the Lynx would have looked to go inside.
Third foul on Clark. McBride draws the double. And now Smith has to go. What a play! Kelsey Mitchell with the block, and then Boston saved it inside.
Wow.
Kelsey Mitchell, probably the smallest player on the floor, coming up huge.
Doubt.
And now Mitchell at the free throw line with the chance to possibly salt this away. That was the 3rd block of the season for Kelsey Mitchell, and what a huge one.
80% from the free throw line. That's just a great heads-up play.
And then she delivers. A reset timeout taken by Minnesota. They advance the ball into the...
So now you are looking for quick hitters, though,
Yeah.
Pam.
Boy, they missed feed.
Security guards on the floor. The game's not over.
Williams looking for somebody to throw it to. Almost a 5-second call. Carlton missed the 3. Caitlin Clark with the rebound. She's fouled. And Clark gives a round of applause to all the fans in this building who have come out to cheer her and the Fever. There's her mom and her dad. Now, she's played a lot in this building, right? With the Big Ten Championship last couple of years. And it was amazing being here. It was like, they called it Carver North. all the fans. And Caitlin Clark coming in to target center, and she's going to go away with another win.
A big fourth quarter for Clark. The first 14 points scored in the fourth. She scored or assisted on all of those. But truly, Aaliyah Boston tonight, or this afternoon, I should say, an impeccable performance helping to anchor this Fever team.
And Kelsey Mitchell has 21 points.
Oh,
Boston,
the biggest play of the game,
and the
possibly.
block.
Yeah, the block.
17 points and career high 16 rebounds for Boston. What a fourth quarter for the Fever as they outscored Minnesota 28.
And now the Lynx. Now, granted, the Mercury didn't have all of their personnel on Friday, and the Lynx are without Nafisa Collier. But these are big wins as this team is growing.
Let's say we hear from Caitlin. She's with Christine.
Caitlin, good win today. Obviously, offensively, probably didn't look exactly how you wanted things to look, but you guys were still able to get it going. Obviously, got this win. How were you guys able to get that done?
Defense. I think we won every single game. We've kept our opponents under 84 and obviously 74. So even though we probably didn't, shoot the ball the greatest,